In my previous CODESYS video, I explained what CODESYS is and why it's an exciting and important technology in industrial automation. In that same video, I mentioned that CODESYS is a great platform to learn PLC programming on because the CODESYS Development System is available to download and use free of charge. If you're interested, you can find a link to that video in the description below this one. In this video, I will show you how to download and install CODESYS so that you can start developing PLC applications in CODESYS as quickly as possible. Let's get started by downloading CODESYS. You can download CODESYS from the CODESYS store, which is linked in the description of this video. In my browser, I navigate to the CODESYS store and click on the button to download the 64-bit version of the CODESYS Development System as shown here. After clicking the link, a pop-up window appears and prompts me to sign in to continue downloading CODESYS. If you don't already have a CODESYS account, you can easily create one using the Create Account button as shown here. After clicking the Create Account button, we are redirected to a page that lets us specify what type of account we want to create. I click on Create an Individual Customer Account to continue creating my account. An individual customer account allows me to download free CODESYS products immediately after creating the account, which is what I want in this case. On the next page, I fill out the information required to create an account and click on the Create Individual Customer Account button to create my account. To activate my account, I click on the confirmation link that was sent to me via email address as shown here. After clicking the link, I am automatically logged into my new CODESYS account, and I see a message confirming that my account was successfully created. Now that my account is activated, I can finish downloading the CODESYS Development System. I click the CODESYS logo in the top left corner of the screen to return to the CODESYS store homepage. On the homepage, I click on the Download 64-bit button again to restart the download of the CODESYS Development System. Since I am already logged in with my CODESYS account, the download process starts, and I am prompted to accept the license agreement. After reading the license agreement carefully, I click Accept to continue downloading the CODESYS Development System. The download starts and I see the progress in the bottom left of my browser window. Once the CODESYS installer download is finished, I can install the CODESYS Development System on my computer. When the CODESYS installer download is finished, I click on the downloaded file to launch the CODESYS installer. If prompted, I allow the installer to make changes to my system. If your system is missing any prerequisite files, you will be prompted to install them. Click Install to install the prerequisite software packages. Once the prerequisites are met, the actual CODESYS installation can begin. Click on Next to move through the CODESYS installation process. On the License Agreement screen, read the license agreement carefully, and when you're happy, accept the license agreement and click Next. On the Very Important Information screen, read the very important information carefully. Acknowledge that you have read the very important information, and click on Next. On the Destination Folder screen, you can configure the location where CODESYS is installed. I will use the default location and click Next to choose what modules I want to install as part of the CODESYS installation. On the Setup Type screen, I leave the default option of Complete and click Next to start the installation process. If possible, I recommend that you do a complete installation of CODESYS. However, if you have some space limitations on your machine, you can choose to do a custom installation and not install some optional modules. Finally, click Install to begin installing the CODESYS Development System. After about 10 minutes, the installation is complete. Click Finish to close the installer. In this video, I've shown you how to download and install the CODESYS Development System. Now that the CODESYS Development System is installed on your computer, you are ready to launch CODESYS and start developing control applications and visualizations. If you're interested in learning how to develop control applications with CODESYS, you can check out our course, CODESYS 1 Introduction to PLC Programming. This course gives you a detailed introduction to CODESYS and shows you how to write and test your first CODESYS application and develop a visualization for the application. At the end of the course, you will receive a certificate of completion signed by WAGO, proving that you know the basics of developing PLC applications with CODESYS. You can find the link to this course in the description below this video.